Happy New Year, everyone. It is officially 2022, and we are starting off this year with a bang because we have a major story that just broke that suggests that Goldeneye 007 is indeed in the works, at least for Xbox platforms and most likely also Nintendo Switch platforms. So we have to talk about all the details and when we may be able to expect Goldeneye to hit Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch Online. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now, as I mentioned, guys, we are talking about Goldeneye. I was not originally planning on making a video today, but this is too big of a story to pass up, and it is back in the news today because we have official confirmation that achievements for this game are going live and Rare developers are actually unlocking them, and it's essentially a giant leak that suggests this game is indeed in the works. And you may remember that a couple different videos on the channel, if you've been around for a while, we have covered this, most recently with Germany lifting a ban on this game as it would have been scheduled to fall off anyway in 25 years, and apparently someone in Nintendo specifically paid to have this game re-reviewed before the 25-year timeline to actually have the ban lifted, which was our first big point that probably we will see this game at some point in time in the future. The reason again it is now back in the news is because we have achievements that are going live for the game, which just ultimately, suggests that this is for sure in the works. And to start off this conversation, we have to quickly hop over to VGC, where I do want to read through the article together that kind of breaks down where the leak came from, what we know so far, and why we can ultimately expect this to end up on both Xbox and Nintendo Switch platforms, at least in my opinion. So let's quickly read through this article together. Rare developers reportedly spotted unlocking Goldeneye Xbox achievements. A canned Xbox remaster of the N64 classic leaked online last year. Speculation has increased around a potential official re-release for Rare's Goldeneye 007 after achievements were reportedly uncovered on Xbox Live servers. True Achievements, a site that syncs and tracks achievement activity, recently posted a full list of Goldeneye Xbox achievements said to have come from live console servers, including artwork for each unlockable challenge. The list also includes 1000G of achievements and not the 200G as would have been planned for the version once planned for the Xbox 360's Live Arcade. According to the site, 2 users have unlocked Goldeneye Xbox achievements so far, Big Sheep and a name that I will just skip over. The gamer tags appear to belong to Rare's lead engineer James Thomas and community head Christina McGrath. Last year it was confirmed that Microsoft had to shelve an already completed remaster of the N64 game for the Xbox 360 following licensing issues and miscommunications between license holders and a young team who rushed ahead to create it despite a deal for the game never have being signed. A working build of Goldeneye 007's canceled Xbox 360 remaster was leaked onto file sharing sites in early 2021, allowing those with access to the files to play it via a modded console or PC emulator. At the time, VGC reviewed the leaked Goldeneye Xbox build and called it the greatest remaster you'll likely never play. We can then see the leaked tweet from Wario64, which shows multiple achievements including Run, Now Try Gunning for 205, Fly Away, Dual Wielding, Shooting Cameras, Old School Rockets, and so on. And this is really the tweet that actually got everybody talking about this online because, of course, why are you going through the steps to develop all of these official achievements that are part of the Xbox server? Like, it's not just like somebody went in and made and screenshotted this stuff and it's made up. It is legitimately in the code of the Xbox server, which means that there is being work done on a Goldeneye 007 remaster, remake, maybe re-release of some sort. We don't know all the details at this point, but I would argue that we absolutely cannot just expect this to launch on Xbox, but rather it be a both Xbox and Nintendo deal. As in case if you are unfamiliar with the history, at one point in time, Nintendo did own Rareware, which was then eventually sold to Microsoft. When Goldeneye 007 was originally released on the N64, it was a Rare and Nintendo project, and of course you have license holders from MGM that have the likeness rights to Pierce Brosnan, all the different actors in the movie, and we did actually see a remaster, or a remake rather, eventually come out that had Goldeneye the title, but it wasn't near as highly praised and it didn't even have the original characters. They actually used Daniel Craig, which was the current James Bond, and it really wasn't something that fans were actually hoping for. All of us this entire time have been holding out for hearing the original GoldenEye soundtrack, having the original likenesses, and hopefully actually getting a remaster done eventually to either Xbox or Nintendo. And of course, this was attempted, as we read through in the article, back in I think 2011 or 2013, somewhere in that timeline, where it was going to be planned for Xbox Live Arcade. But at that point in time, Nintendo apparently did sign off on the deal, but the MGM licensing issues could not get cleared. So we are now in a situation where why would Nintendo allow this product that they actually own part of the IP for to release only on a Microsoft console when they are featuring their own Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack service, which could obviously feature GoldenEye as a blockbuster addition to that library. And I definitely think that that's one possibility for how this game ultimately gets released on the Nintendo side of things. On the Microsoft side of things, it'll be interesting to watch, because maybe this is a Game Pass release, maybe this is a remastered version, maybe it's just the original but up-res slightly. Like, we don't really know what these achievements all entail and what it reveals at this point in time. We just simply know it is in the works. And then you also have to have the conversation as, will Nintendo do a multi-platform release on Microsoft and the Switch and not make it part of Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, which is a complete possibility, and that may actually be what's going on here. But I also think it would be very interesting to have a newer, better version of this game and then just skip over it as part of the N64 online library. But that's where we have to kind of pose the question to you, and where I want to hear from you guys is, what do you think of all this information that's out there so far? What do you personally speculate is in the works for this GoldenEye remaster? Do you think there's a real world possibility where Microsoft gets away with only releasing it on their platform and the Switch just completely gets snubbed? I definitely don't fall on that side of the fence, but I would love to hear from you if that is what you think this means. And then also, just what would you in a perfect world like to see? Would you prefer the N64 expansion pack version of the game, so it's more of just a nostalgia trip, or would you like to see something more up-resed and remastered, similar to what we saw try to be pulled off with the Xbox Live Arcade Edition? So I do look forward to hearing from you guys on all things GoldenEye 007 and where you think we're going from here in the comments down below, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around this topic. Thanks so much for watching the video today, everyone. I do truly appreciate you all sticking around until the end. I do at this point in the video want to invite you all one more time to join Sunbro Nation if you haven't done so already. Do so by subscribing below, hit the like button on your way out if you enjoyed it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. That's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you all have a great day and a happy new year. Sunbro Nation,